What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Heart and Soul. Melody's back. It's a reality TV edition.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I have Invisalign, so I might have a little bit of a lisp.
Those
So it might
lisps
sound
are
a little
cute.
funny. But onto straighter teeth.
But onto straighter teeth.
Yes.
Which we didn't think they could get straighter, but they can.
I know, but they can.
There's always, where there's a will, there's a way. Invisalign. Not sponsored, but would accept.
Yes.
Would expect. We expect
expect
a sponsorship.
We do.
Okay, so we have a lot to talk about. First of all, how are you?
I'm good.
That's great.
Doing
I'm trying to figure out what to do with my legs. You know, this video thing
That
really
looks
throws
great.
me off. Okay, so I can like lean back.
I love that. Yeah, lean back.
Stunning.
We have the beautiful background behind us. If you guys aren't watching, you should be watching.
There's even a message
because look
for
at this.
You are seen. You see that?
And you see us.
And you see us, and we see you, and God sees you.
That's right.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I've been a little sickly. I think we've all been a little sickly.
I kind of feel like we haven't talked as much lately.
I know. What's
not
going
like
on?
Not in like a sad way, but maybe it's because we've just been like, you've been sick.
Been going and going and going. I think the last time we caught up was Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
It's
like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Maybe
That's
even more.
Only 2 or 3. February's short.
Thank God, because January was so long.
That was 3 weeks ago.
I had a dream last night about you.
Oh boy.
And I just want to say that like with pregnancy comes very vivid dreams. And also on top of being pregnant, they also have me on a sleeping medication for my insomnia whilst pregnant. And I have insomnia while not pregnant. So it's like the whole thing. So that gives even more vivid dreams. And I've had this like reoccurring dream since I have like a little PTSD, and I won't get into it, but basically one of my best friends decided she didn't want to be friends with me anymore. This is like years ago.
Yeah.
And
We've all had that friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it wrecked me. Because then you start questioning like, am I a good friend?
Yeah.
Like, does anyone want to be my friend?
Right.
What are the chances that this person's going to just be like, I'm done. So I have this reoccurring dream with different people in my life, and it could be in like a one-on-one manner, or it could be like me coaching a soul class.
Right.
But it's basically like I'm saying something and no one can hear me.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't feel heard, because that's kind of what happened with, this is getting deep. But that's
how are
this
you
is
doing?
The deepest reality TV.
I like it.
And I don't feel heard. That's kind of what happened when I lost this friend. So it'll be like, I'll be screaming at someone in soul, and I'll be like, squat, and they can't hear me. Like they're just looking away. They can't hear me. I think it's because I felt misunderstood.
Right.
Anyways, last night's dream, I didn't wake up feeling like I was going to lose you as a friend, but in the dream, I have to just tell you, we were like married, not to each other.
Oh,
but like we were with our significant others.
Yeah.
But we just like decided to go on a trip and pretend we weren't married. So like we were like down to cheat.
What?
Yes, in dreamland. Don't clip this.
Oh my God,
okay.
I know. I'm like, what?
It was really weird. And then like Mikey showed up, and he like knew like that was what we were doing that weekend. He was like, it's all good. It was so weird. I think it's because I also heard this podcast yesterday, Nick Vial's.
Yeah.
And it was like talking about open relationships.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's why that part of the dream was in.
sense.
But anyway, in the dream, like we were both going after this same new guy.
Oh.
Me and you, we were like competing. But I didn't know you were going after him. And he was like hardcore flirting with me as to what I thought.
Yeah, yeah.
And so the next day you were like, that's my guy. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that you were going after him too. And you were like, it's obvious I was going after him, blah, blah. And then I start like explaining what he was saying to me, and like why you shouldn't be with him. And you couldn't hear me.
Oh, I was just like done.
You were just like,
no, not listening.
You're dead to me.
He's
done.
mine.
Isn't that so random?
Yes, that is random.
But it was like the whole not being heard thing again.
Yeah.
But then also like incorporating, I think it's because I was really excited to do this podcast today.
Yeah.
And then also the open relationship situation that happened on Nick Vial's podcast yesterday, and then
it just all
combined. It metamorphosized.
Yes.
Is that a word?
Yeah, metamorphosized
into one big ball of psychoticness in dreamland.
I'm so glad that was just a dream.
I know, and I'm kind of sleepy now because I don't think I ever really like rested.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a lot of anxiety.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I think I need to go back to therapy over this like
of thoughts,
reoccurring dream situation.
Yeah, I don't know. I just have one reoccurring dream. We don't need to go into it. It's totally, I have no idea what it means. But.
Oh, you don't like have any idea of if it could have any depth to it? Or it just happened? Like, is it just like you swimming in the ocean?
Wait, it has to do with swimming.
Oh my gosh.
How'd you know? You're my brain.
I'm kind of like a dream guru.
Dream wizard. I just have a reoccurring dream. You know how everyone says like they have that reoccurring dream that they're in school and then they didn't graduate? I never have that one. All these typical like, oh, I like didn't do my homework or I didn't take that class or I don't know, like dreams like that. Maybe it's because I didn't really go to like a real academic college.
Yeah, but you went to high school. Mine are always back in high school.
So I don't know. I never get any of those, but I do have this one dream that I was a mouse living in the desert next to a pool in the middle of the desert.
You're the mouse.
I'm the mouse.
Obviously.
I am a mouse. And I live next to this. I live in like a little dirt hole, whatever, next to this swimming pool. It just looks like a little public pool. And there's like a half man, like a centaur that lives in the water though. He can swim.
This reoccurs in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Since I was like a little child.
Okay, and he can swim?
He can swim. And if I'm in the water, he can get to me. If I'm not in the water, like if I'm on the side of the pool, not touching the water, he can't get to me.
Oh.
So I would play this game where I'd be like at the side of the pool and I'd like look for him. I didn't see him. And then I'd like swim across the pool and I'd get to the other side and he wouldn't get to me. But he'd try, but then he wouldn't get to me.
Wow.
And then one time he got to me and he pulled me down. He tries to drown me. And he pulls me all the way down to a little crack at the bottom of the pool. And that's really like.
And then did you wake up?
I've never really gotten past that.
I wonder if you're like running away from something or.
Why you gotta make it deep?
I don't know. I'm the dream guru.
Kidding. No, it probably is something deep. I don't know. But
no, I don't think it's anything deep because that's a lot of like
not a mouse.
Fantasy world.
It is very fantasy world.
Well, and you're not
so
a mouse.
Random. I'm not a mouse. I don't know what it. Yeah.
It could be like, you know how you're a competitive person.
Very.
It could just like be highlighting. I got to get across that pond because I'm competitive.
Possibly.
Like I wonder if you have it in times when you're like training for something or like trying to get a job or like wonder when you have it. Track that.
I need to track that. You're right. Okay, I will.
Dreams are crazy, man.
They are crazy.
I dated this guy in high school who was obsessed with like trying to decode dreams. And I think that's why it's like in me a little bit. And he like would go to the like I would tell him a dream. He'd like go to the library and he'd like get a book out. Cause you know, before iPhones.
Yeah, true.
We didn't have computers in our hand. And he would like try and decode my dreams.
Interesting.
Like at the school library.
I
like we
need him to decode my dream.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to reach it back out to my ex,
right.
but
we don't have to.
I think we've moved on.
We've moved on. I mean, is that a good segue to Jimmy?
Oh my God.
Hanging out with his ex?
Okay, yeah. So basically the bulk of what we're going to talk about today is Love is Blind. And I realized that we're recording this on Tuesday. It's dropping on Wednesday. I think new episodes will be out Wednesday.
Yes.
So this will be covering everything up until what came out today.
Yeah.
The last 2 episodes. I think there's only 2 episodes. 1 or 2 episodes.
We won't be covering what came out today.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah. Cool.
Did I not say that?
I don't know.
Oh, we blacked out. So we're going to talk about Love is Blind, and then we're going to talk about hometowns because we realized, which is so unlike us, last time we did our pop culture reality TV thing, we didn't even talk about we didn't talk about The Bachelor at all.
We didn't talk about
and we're Bachelor people.
I know. I never know if I should look at the camera or if I should look at you.
I know.
Oh gosh. Anyway, so we'll be doing that too. I know.
We can do
what
both.
the heck? We do both.
So we're going to cover both. Love is Blind. I think we should go through couple by couple.
Okay.
That to keep it just like on a clear path.
Okay.
Of like.
Love that.
Yeah. And start with the couples that are the most boring. End with the bang.
Brilliant.
Amy and Johnny. They're going to get married.
Yeah. I think they're definitely going to get married.
They're going to get married. The only problem they have is like this birth control thing, which is very strange to me.
Because, I just think it's so cute that he thought that he would get a vasectomy.
I know.
He was like, yeah. I mean, yeah. And then he was like, vasectomy. That's fine. And then he finally finds out what it is.
He's like, I Googled it. It's kind of invasive. It's like a surgery. We're like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But also, like, the thing I don't get, so basically their thing is like they don't want to get pregnant right away.
Right.
And she's not on birth control because of some issues she's had with it in the past.
Yeah.
So they're just not having sex.
Right.
Which that is a great way to not get pregnant.
For sure.
Probably the most secure way, according to Mean Girls.
Yeah.
But like, I've never heard of condoms.
Yeah. I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know what the trauma
or just
is.
Like, not even just condoms, just like tracking.
Just tracking.
You can only get pregnant a short few days of the month.
Right. And so I don't know. I don't know what the problem is.
I don't either, but they're going to get married. They're cute. I really like them together.
I hope so.
I think they'll say yes. That's my prediction. So. Do you have anything else to say about them? They're kind of boring.
I really don't.
I kind of do want to go back to Kenneth and Brittany.
Yeah, I'm shocked that they didn't go to the lake house. Like,
oh, I didn't even think about that.
I just don't know why they weren't there. Everyone was able to go. Clearly, people that were hardly even shown in the show. Their relationships, their discussions were not talked about or were not shown like at all. Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why couldn't they go?
That's interesting. I didn't even.
Maybe they just decided they didn't want to.
Well, I think Kenneth.
I don't know.
I think Kenneth checked out the second they got back to.
I think he was checked out before,
and I think he was like
on the boat.
Oh, he checked out on the boat. The dolphins. That was so awkward.
Checked out. You think they broke up before that?
I don't know. That's kind of a theory people are throwing around that like they broke up in Mexico, but they just like. Did that scene.
Yeah. I just don't think they would have gone through moving in with each other and her trying to be like, are you cool with this?
Because there's no rule like in production that you have to break up at a certain time if you do. Exactly. Because like Irina and Zach last season or 2 seasons ago.
And they get to keep the ring.
That is so weird to me that they get to keep the ring. Don't you think that's strange?
Yeah. Like I'd go on the show just to get the ring.
Just to get the ring. Get a couple grand, sell it.
Exactly.
Couple, maybe that's probably at least 15.
At least 15 grand? No way. You think their
wedding bands? Yeah,
are $15,000?
Yeah, for sure. I bet everyone's ring is at least 2 carats.
What?
Don't you think? Look at the rings.
I guess you're right. They are kind of bigger stones.
Yeah, I bet they get them for free.
Yeah,
like maybe some sort of.
Can you imagine? Maybe we do.
Maybe
your dream.
Maybe that's
manifest. That's the dream.
The open relationship is just to get a couple.
Yes. Rings. We are going on Love is Blind.
Okay.
Mikey and Michael.
They're going to know.
We need to talk offline.
You know what I realized? I didn't even press record on the second camera. But it's
I thought you were saying record at all.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
have we not been recording? Oh well. This looks great.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree?
Do you think we look
Sound
great?
off?
Sound off in the comments. Who are we, the toast?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I thought that was really weird. I also thought it was kind of like, I thought he was borderline like gaslighting her when they got back to the States, when they got back to like living together, back to Kenneth and Brittany.
Yeah.
Because like, I do feel like he just decided, and I think a lot of it had to do with that conversation he had with AD.
For sure.
But I think he just decided, like, this isn't my woman. This isn't my girl.
Why?
And
why though?
I'm not really sure because I think she's precious. He gassed her up in the pods.
Even when AD was like, is this going to be, is she down for this? Is she down for marrying you, being a part of the community? Her children will be
interracial. Yeah.
Like, is she down that? And he was like, man, like yes. Like
she was.
And he truly was in support of it. And he felt like she was down for the count. Like,
it was strange.
It was very strange. I really just, we need more answers on what happened. Like,
he's very introverted, but it's not even just that. Like, Michael's introverted. Mikey's fairly introverted at times.
Yeah.
But like, there's a difference between being introverted and shy and then just completely like shutting yourself off. Like, he was shut off. He was just done.
Absolutely.
Nothing in his eyes.
It was so bizarre, the conversation they had, to the point where he truly just like pat her on the back and
said, no beef, right? Give me a hug so there's no beef.
Yeah.
That's not a breakup. And she was weeping.
Okay, bye. She was weeping. And he was just like, see you later.
Yeah, gets on his phone. He was always on his freaking phone.
What the heck, Kenny? We love you. What's going on?
We want better for you, Kenny. Step into your true identity.
I think that you got to tell us what happened. What really happened? Because it just didn't look right.
I know.
It didn't seem, I'm like, what are we missing here?
Kenny, sound off in the comments.
Kenny.
Yeah, I thought that was really sad. But also, like, dodge it in the beginning.
For sure.
I wouldn't want to go through the whole process if I didn't have to, because it sounds kind of horrible.
Maybe they broke up just so they didn't have to deal with the process. Maybe they're together.
I just like,
how cool would that be? Oh, and he's like, girl, you cry. You cry. I'll look like I don't give a crap. I'll be on my phone. People will be like, what is going on? We'll get ourselves out of this crazy situation where we have to get married in 3 weeks. We'll pretend we broke up and then we'll go date.
Oh my gosh. What a hot take.
Oh my gosh. Come the reunion, they're together.
The reunion I'm excited for.
I am too.
We need answers on things.
Yes.
That would be cool.
That would be.
Or it might be just like sad, because Brittany, you deserve someone who pays attention to you.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brittany was my favorite girl.
I really liked her.
Okay, moving on. Should we do
Adi and Clay?
Adi and Clay.
Yeah, because who else is left even? Jeremy and Laura. I guess they are technically done now.
They're done. Okay, Jeremy and Laura then.
Let's do that.
So basically, the lake house scene with them it blew my mind. That Sarah Ann was like really trying to justify everything that happened.
Yeah.
Like, not being like at all like understanding of like,
you just weaseled your way into this relationship.
And you wrecked it.
You wrecked it.
And he wrecked it too. Just as much him as it was her. He chose to stay out with her till 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Wherever they were, according to his Find My Friends. But then when Sarah Ann comes, I really appreciated what Adi pulling her aside and being very direct but calm and kind, and saying like, girl, why'd you do that? Mm-hmm. Why did you slide into someone's DMs when you knew they were engaged?
Yeah.
Not cool. And she was trying to justify it. Like,
Adi's like, I read it.
She's like, yeah, I read it.
Yeah, I read it.
She's like, it's not cool.
So this isn't just coming from hearsay. No, I read it.
Yeah.
And
it's bad.
I'm about to hold you accountable right now.
And she did.
Yeah.
And she didn't back down.
I loved it.
And she also never fought her.
Loved that confrontation.
I loved it too. It was so healthy.
So good. Yeah.
Like for AD to like approach that so just like calm, cool, and collected, and stand your ground, but not be mean.
Yeah.
I didn't think she was mean.
It's impressive.
Yeah. So that was crazy that Sarah Ann just like doubled down on like, no,
truly,
like all is fair, kind of like in Love and War is what she was going with,
basically.
And then, I mean, Jeremy is the worst.
The worst. Laura is a totally different type of gal.
Yeah.
Like, she likes to poke fun. She could be a little mean, but it's in love.
And she's sarcastic. She's dry.
Exactly.
She's punchy.
It's a good word. And fun. Cool. Great. Love that. If you're down for that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you can't have you got to have a strong backbone.
Yeah.
And know that it's in love. Whereas I feel like he started getting on the defense with her.
Yeah. And that means that they probably.
He was striking back at her in a mean way.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't think you're understanding. Like, she's poking fun. She's not like, yeah, there might be a little truth in what she's saying.
Yeah.
But he was like, getting on the defense and getting nasty back to her in like a snippy way.
Yeah.
That I was like,
he's just
you're not cut out for this.
To me, he seems like someone who cheats in every relationship. Mm-hmm. He can't man up.
I had a bad idea of him, or a bad feeling of him in the pods. Yeah. I never.
It feels like he knows what to say, when to say it, but he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, he seems like a calculated guy. Yeah. And I knew that from the pod. I was like, you skeet me out. Yeah. I'm not.
And then, like, to go back to, first of all, I love Laura. Just being too. Like, I loved her at the lake scene. Just being like, go kick rocks with open-toed shoes. She was just like not having it. She was just like, I'm so done. Yep. I'm not going to pretend like this is okay. And I'm going to show you some sass. I was like, go pop off, queen. Yes. And then can you imagine watching them go off to the dock to talk and then get on jet skis together and go for a ride?
Sarah Ann and Jeremy. Also, like, I can't remember if Laura pointed this out. I'm pretty sure she did in the moment, and I was just so excited, happy that she did. But it was when Jeremy was like, I came here thinking we'd like fix this. It wasn't done for me. Except he packed up all of her stuff.
Yeah, he that's the thing.
He's bullcrap. He literally he tries to work his way into every situation to make himself look like a hero or make himself look like a victim. Is probably what I meant to say. And he's caught every time. I'm like, you're really not that good at lying.
No. Girl. He's just I hate him.
That's all.
When she was like, when she was like, or he goes, I texted you so I could get the address to send you flowers. Don't even do that. No. Like, if you want to send flowers, find the address. Yeah. Don't text her to get the address. Like, you're such a weak person.
What a weirdo.
A weirdo. So I love that she stuck her romantic.
Ground. Yeah, I agree. She deserves someone.
She's going to have a really big redemptive. They're both going to have a moment. Mm-hmm. His not so redemptive. Her just like, I'm on top. At the reunion. Yeah. They're going to have a moment.
I can see
if he shows up.
Yeah.
But do you think him and Sarah Ann are together?
No. Heck no. Well, yes, in a way that I think that maybe they'll stay together just to, prove a point.
Yeah.
Like if they're together right now, I don't think that they're happy together right now. If they are together, I feel like it's too hot and cold.
If they're together, there's been infidelity.
To Laura, he's going to do that to Sarah Ann. Exactly.
Yeah. And even her, like we don't trust her.
And Sarah Ann, yeah.
Yeah. Like they're both cheating.
Girl, she's like, woo. Oh, back and forth.
So they're done.
I would not want to be mixed up with that.
Yeah, they're done. Okay. Now AD and Clay.
Okay.
There's a lot to unpack there.
There is a lot with him.
With him.
What's going on, bro?
The thing that really frustrates me about him is, and I appreciate his vulnerability
for sure,
and sharing like, this is how I was raised, and it's disgusting how his dad would bring him to go cheat.
So awful
on his mom.
Yeah,
like that's trauma. And you don't forget something like that. And I appreciate him opening up to AD and like laying it out on the floor. What really rubs me the wrong way though is him saying over and over and over again that his dad cheated and that he's going to be like he doesn't want to be like his dad.
He's scared he's going to cheat. He's scared he's going to do all these things. And it's like,
what it's doing in my head, or what it's computing to for me, is like, hey, listen, I'm going to cheat one day.
Yeah.
But I warned you.
I
told you
exactly.
It could come. Exactly. So it's almost like he's pre-justifying what he plans to do.
Yeah.
And that's what pisses me off.
Yeah, I agree.
It would be different if he was like, this is how I was raised. I've always had a fear of infidelity in my marriage, which is why I've been scared of commitment. But with you, you're my person.
Right, exactly. Where's that?
I'm faithful to you. I'm going to, like, please hold me accountable. I will be honest.
You're showing me that it's possible to.
There's none of that.
There's no infidelity, and there's none of it. Yeah, he's almost like, and this is where I'm not sure. Is he going to say no at the altar? Because he secretly doesn't want to get married because he wants to be a player.
Maybe.
Still.
Okay, it'll either be that or she'll come to her senses of like, he's just so uneasy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be fixing someone my whole life.
Unless they both would say no. I could see them both saying no. I could see, and it sucks because, like you can appreciate somebody's honesty and being upfront.
But then there's no accountability.
There's no accountability. And it's like, if you just keep saying it and harping on it, it's gonna happen.
You're speaking it into
your life. Yeah. So where is the combativeness of like you said? I don't need to say it again.
I really love AD. I do, and too. I like for her sake. For her sake, I just hope that they don't get married. But I do think it could be 50-50.
I think that he is super nice. If he had an ounce of faith in himself, and the want to, the desire
to be faithful,
then he seems like he'd be an incredible partner.
Yeah.
And he likes to share his emotions. He likes to, that's something that he learned in the pods, is that he likes to be emotional. He likes to share his feelings. He cried.
Sometimes I think in some scenes he's on Adderall though, which no judgment to anyone on Adderall, but he might have ADHD and he might genuinely be on Adderall.
No, it makes sense. Yeah,
because he'll like repeat the same thing. He'll like go down a rabbit hole repeating the same thing in a different way, and like he's very long-winded in that sense. Oh my god! And you're like, bro, we
got it.
I mean, coming from someone who chose to just like talk to a mic for an hour.
That's true. Yeah,
you know, I'm probably of the same vein.
No.
But I love AD. I loved AD's mom. AD's mom
was incredible. So encouraging.
And so, like, how she was speaking to him, you can see why AD has turned out the way she has. Because her mom is very just like, I don't know, eloquent.
She's eloquent. She's very intentional with her words.
Yes. She's thoughtful.
She's power. It's like a power behind a word. Yeah. You don't just say it for fluff. You don't just say a generic, encouraging word. It stems from somewhere. Yeah.
If he would just believe what AD's mom said for himself, they can make it.
I know.
But AD's mom's advice, where she was like, "You're saying your parents were married 24 years. To me, that's
a success.
That's a success.
Think of it glass half full.
Glass half full.
Not glass half empty.
Marriage is hard. To make it 24 years, good on them.
Exactly.
And her basically saying,
love that.
You're not your father.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to follow in his footsteps.
You don't have to follow in his footsteps.
Who said that?
I think the issue is he really does have this infatuation with his father.
I think so.
Because he said that in the pods.
Yeah.
He said, like, I love my dad. I look up to my dad. He's like my best friend.
Yeah. Like, so if you want to be like him in a way, you're like, oh, so that means I have to do the bad things he's done.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
And that's not true.
No, it's not. I think in the end, I think he's looking for like a mother figure. And AD's looking for a father figure because she didn't have a dad in her life. And so I think they're both trying to like fix whatever they lost.
Yeah, they both. I think I'm scared.
Or fix themselves.
Yeah. I think that AD, sadly, is going to be a stepping stone for Clay.
Yeah.
Like, I think he has a lot of work to do still. I don't know if he said he's in therapy or he's done
He said
therapy.
He's never done
therapy. I think even just the pods, him talking, I mean, he's like, whoa, I'm sure he's realized like, oh, I can talk about all this stuff. And it's probably all dumping out
He's
on
having
AD.
a lot of light bulb
He's
moments.
having a lot of light bulb moments. It's a lot like therapy sessions. He's finally getting to talk about feelings. Like, he needs to go to therapy, talk it out with people, like seek actual professional advice from a therapist. And because I don't think he's ready for someone like AD,
because
AD's so sure of herself.
Yeah, AD's playing the part of his therapist, and that's not her role.
That's not her. That shouldn't be. I hate that for them, because no one wants to be the girl that got, was with somebody just before they were ready. Like, oh, I was with him and then he got married to someone else because I pushed him to be that better person, but he wasn't ready for me.
For me, yeah, that is tough. I've probably been that person.
I have a friend that she's been that person like 3 times.
I've been that person twice.
Really?
Yeah. my high school boyfriend, we went through college off and on.
Yeah.
Right after we broke up, he got with his wife.
Weird.
One of my boyfriends, which like to me was kind of just like I was in a dark place.
Yeah.
But we dated like 9 months. So significant.
Yeah.
And then in adulthood, post grad, I broke up with him. I actually broke up with him.
Yeah.
And then he got married to the next girl.
Wow.
So maybe I'm just like I'm a pruner. I prune people to get ready.
Truly.
Yeah. And you know what? People prune me.
You know, you're just squishing the grapes.
I'm just
squishing the grapes. She's just stepping on those men. Anyways. Where are we? 80 and Clay. So
50-50 on
I am either he says no, she says no, or they both say no. I know they don't really show.
So you think they don't get married?
There's not really any part of me that thinks yes. And if yes, I just don't think
it'll last.
It'll last, unfortunately, because unless if she is really willing to be there with him through him getting through his trauma.
Yeah, and if he's willing to actually get through it.
If he's willing to get through it. That's big.
Okay. We need to just go right into what everyone's been waiting for.
Oh my God.
Jimmy and Chelsea. So much happened in this last. Okay. In the last 2 episodes that were released last week. So much happened that put me in a different trajectory of my thoughts.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
So in the beginning, I felt bad. I mean, obviously she shouldn't have compared herself to Megan Fox. No one should. PSA.
I get it though.
I can see it.
Like I can see the resemblance.
You just don't compare yourself in a
little eyeball.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But in a love is blind experiment, you don't say, 1, who you look like, what you look like. No. And 2, if you're going to say a doppelganger, do not say the world's hottest. Play it down. The world's hottest woman in the world. Because what that man heard when he heard Megan Fox was, me want Megan.
Yes.
He heard the whole thing. Big boobs.
Mm-hmm.
Sex symbol.
Yeah,
he heard it all.
Absolutely.
And so she did kind of set herself up for failure there. I did feel bad for her after that, though, because the media was really coming after her.
I also think she immediately was like, oh, shoot. I mean, it's just because I have light eyes and dark hair.
She like took it back immediately.
I think she was like,
because he was like, shoot. Megan Fox? Like his reaction when he woke up.
She was probably like, oh, shoot.
So that's kind of how it started. And then we get to Mexico or Dominican. I'm not sure where they went, but vacation, honeymoons. And I'm starting to see that this girl is deeply insecure. Mm-hmm. And it made me sad.
It does.
Because she was constantly looking for I love yous, validation, even the part where they were at like the meet and greet with all the other cast members, and she was thinking, like automatically going to the fact that he was like hitting on AD, which I kind of genuinely, and y'all can like come at me for this, I kind of just think they were being friendly. Like how you would like I would talk with Mikey like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Bounce back and forth.
For sure.
You would talk with Michael like that if we're all out having drinks.
Exactly. And also I just don't think that you would make a comment about someone to
your person
if you guys weren't sure of each other.
Yeah.
It's like if you knew they weren't in a good spot and if you knew that they knew you weren't in a good spot, then you wouldn't push the boundaries there.
Agreed.
You wouldn't say any type of thing of, Hattie's got a nice butt. Like,
and what he said was like, she snatched, right?
She snatched. Yeah.
Like, and she is. She's so strong.
She's so strong. But didn't he say she snatched? Stacked. That's different.
What does stacked mean?
I think that's stacked. Like she
big butt, big boobs.
Big butt, big boobs. Yeah, like little waist, like stacked to the nines with good qualities. You know what I mean?
And I think he probably said that to her because he felt secure. He like felt in their friendship.
This is a banter.
Yeah, and she even responded immediately, like,
in a banter.
She is stacked, and then even pointed it out in front of everyone.
Yes.
Well, then that flipped real quick, as we've seen that Chelsea just does. She flips.
Oh my gosh, it's terrifying.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Something goes off and she's a completely different person.
And then she backtracks.
Yes.
And then immediately is like, don't go. Don't go.
Yeah.
Don't leave me.
Yeah.
It's like a sabotage
it's
for
very,
herself.
It's very self-sabotaging. It's self-sabotaging. It's very insecure. It makes me deeply sad.
It makes me deeply sad too.
Like she's not ready to be in a relationship.
She didn't even really counter him much when he verbally told her that she was acting insecure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she really didn't say anything to that.
And
she wasn't like, I'm not insecure. Like, I think she knows, like, yeah, I'm a little insecure, but I just don't.
Yeah. See, I don't think Jimmy's like 10 out of 10.
No.
I just don't think he's as bad, though, as everyone's painting him out to be.
I don't think so either.
I think he's really trying to make it work. Yeah. Clearly. I'd be out so hard.
I would have been out.
Yeah.
I mean, he must really like her.
It seems as if he does, because he keeps coming back.
I just think he really does like her a lot. I mean, he's telling her that he loves her, and I think he's telling himself that he loves her. I don't think he really does.
I think he's lost.
I think he's a little lost.
And I
feel bad, but I also agree with you. I don't think that he's as bad as what
I don't either.
Everyone is painting him out to be. He's not like this standout, like I said, 10 out of 10 guy that like, oh my goodness, would die to be with Jimmy.
Yeah.
But at least he's like communicating.
He's communicating. I feel like he's been very honest about Jess.
I think so too.
Like, and he didn't see her.
No,
okay, that's what I want to talk about.
Confirmed too. They did not see each other that night.
This is the fight I want to talk about.
Yeah. Oh.
Which happened in last week's episodes. So they're sitting down probably the day after she had met their family and starting off with a very good conversation, like kicking back on their porch, being like, wow, that went so well.
Yeah.
He was encouraging her, like, they loved you, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, like what? Like a weird flip happens in her.
The clouds came over.
And she's like, pick fight time.
Yes.
Me pick fight.
Yes. She's like, oh, everything's good. He thinks we're good. He likes me. Sabotage.
Yeah.
Let's sabotage it.
So she went all in on him about going out with his friend, saying first of all, he stopped by his friend's birthday at a brewery, which is where they weren't like clubbing.
Where families go.
Yeah.
That's where children go.
We bring our child.
Children go to breweries now.
Yes.
Like he is not at
a nightclub. We were at one on Saturday.
He's not even at a cocktail bar. Like he is at a brewery. I'm sorry.
Brewery. You said brewery 3 times fast. That's hard.
Too. Brewery.
Well, okay. So he goes to stop by a birthday party and he told her he was going to.
Yeah.
He was gone an hour. He said an hour and a half from like going there and coming back.
Yeah.
So he was there an hour. You can't drink.
You can't even have a beer in like 45 minutes.
And
I don't know. With me, I drink so slow. So I might have a beer in an hour.
Yeah. I can't drink brewery beers because
they're strong.
They're heavy.
Yeah.
You got to pace it out.
This is true.
But who knows? Anyways, regardless, he wasn't like out partying.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what threw me is she was like, I don't want to be with someone who goes out.
You're like, girl.
And meanwhile, she's having this conversation as she is wasted. She's wasted off martinis in her own home.
You're so right.
What makes you better than someone who goes out and has a beer with friends?
With friends, yeah. What is
something's off here, bro?
Is weird.
So she's just like, I don't want to be with someone who goes out. I told you that in the pods. And he's like, well, I told you in the pods that I don't really go out, but I like do meet up with friends at breweries. Like that's what people our age do.
Yes.
Where else would we go?
Where do we go? No, I'm literally trying to think of that.
I don't know. Like
I've been
a restaurant really which has cocktails.
Yeah, exactly.
Or brewery.
Or cocktail bar.
Or cocktail bar.
Yeah.
And like he said
maybe that's it. Maybe she's like, I don't want to date someone who drinks beer. Like, I'm drinking martinis. You should be drinking martinis.
You peasant, get on my level and only do it at home.
She's like, are you kidding me, brewery?
And apparently he like maybe didn't ask her if she wanted to go, but said like, you can come.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to.
Yeah, she didn't want to.
So again,
Also,
what's this fight about?
Yeah, why? And also, okay, if you don't want to go, totally fine, don't go. But don't also, you know that your girlfriends are there too because they're texting you. So don't you want to be like, oh yeah, so let me go with Jimmy, or let me go meet up with Jimmy with his friends. Let me meet his friends, and my girls are there.
But don't expect him. If you don't want to go somewhere, don't expect him to lose all of his friends.
Exactly.
And not be an intentional friend on someone's birthday because you're insecure.
Yep. 100%. He shouldn't lose his friends for that. The amount of times that Mikey and I do things separately.
Oh, beyond belief.
Beyond. And I kind of like it. I love it. Yeah. I'm like going to hang out with my girlfriends. He's going to he hangs out at a brewery.
Yeah.
Finish a little work. Do a little hang out with the manager. What up?
He's a mad mole.
He's a mad molar.
He's a mad molar. If you want to find Mikey,
guess what?
He's working at Mad Mole.
Guess what? I'm like, all right, I just finished work. Let me go meet up with Mikey at the Mad Mole.
Yeah, the Mad Mole.
Mad Mole. Shout out to Mad Mole. Love you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I just that really irked me. And then she kept pushing. It kept getting stronger and stronger and more insane. And to the point where he was like, to be honest, I'm done.
Yeah. He's like,
didn't she say I can't love someone who...
Yeah. No, she straight up was like, I don't want to be with you.
Yeah. I don't want to be with you if you go out.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm not willing to compromise on this.
Yep.
Good for you.
Right.
Which everyone's kind of coming.
Well, so we're missing a big chunk.
We're
missing a big chunk. Yeah. Because that was where he put his foot down, where she said, well, these girls were there.
So he has two best friends who are girls, which is weird.
For the past 2 years, they've been friends.
So they're not they don't go way back. It's new, fresh friends.
Yeah. And it's not weird with one of them.
It's not weird to have.
No, it's not weird to have friends who are of the opposite sex.
It's weird because they're fresh friends and he picks them to be the ones he introduces on a television show.
But do you think they were the only friends that wanted to be on the television show?
That could be it because they're girls.
I think that they just wanted to be on the television show.
But he did sleep with one of them.
But he slept with one of them. And
he told Chelsea.
He did.
And
he told Chelsea
to not bring it up.
And he did. He told her off the air and was like, I don't want to disclose this on the air because
it's her
on the air. I'm talking like this is live television on the air.
Because it's her story.
But it's her story, yeah.
And she's going to present herself on TV. And she doesn't want to get that bad reputation.
Exactly.
And Chelsea dishonored him.
Exactly. And she brought it up.
We
still don't know which one it is.
I know we don't know which one, but still.
But again, it's just...
You broke the trust.
You broke the trust. Yeah.
So, yes, I understand her being insecure about him being such close friends with someone who he has slept with in the past. That's valid.
Yeah.
That's a valid feeling.
For sure.
I do not like, though, the way that she handled that. I thought it was just very, very immature. And I think he had gotten to his boiling point with her being absolutely bonkers that night. That when she was like, I don't want you hanging out with them anymore. He was like,
I'm not willing to do that. No, I'm not willing to do that. If you would have approached me in a different way, he's like, you never told me that you had a problem with this. And right now you're bringing it up. Now, even though I've already talked to you about this and you didn't tell me then that you had a problem. So you are just springing this up on me out of nowhere. And on top of the fact that we've been fighting probably for the past 2 hours now and I'm at my wit's end. And for you to tell me basically to not have friends anymore. One, you hate that I went out with my friends for his birthday to have a drink. You hate that I was around these women. And one of them I had slept with, which you knew and you never had an issue with.
Yeah.
Right now, you want me to literally forget everyone and just literally stay next to you for the rest of your life.
And when he called her clingy, she couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
She was like,
oh my gosh.
I am not clingy.
Can you believe it?
I'm like, hey, you are the definition of clingy.
Yes.
You're a cling master.
Cling master. But it was bizarre. I think that he absolutely would have had a real conversation with her because he is a communicative king.
And he is level-headed.
He is level-headed.
He never blows up.
No, he doesn't. Even when she is screaming at him and being so unfair,
which she typically
is, he does not yell back.
Nope.
I can appreciate that. And he wasn't drunk.
That's the thing that really irked me the whole time. Is like, this is a 2-hour fight probably.
Yeah.
He is sober. You're accusing him of being a partier, and you're the one wasted right now. It's so already bizarre. Null and void.
Yeah, you're so bizarre.
All of your points gone.
And it truly, I think, stemmed from that insecurity of her thinking Jess was there.
Yeah, she thought Jess was at the bar. Jess was not there.
Plus the girl. And so it's just like, it is all stemming from a certain place. That
insecurities.
Really, I'm like, girl, when you were in the pods, when you were hanging with the girls in that back little hang room, like, you seemed so cool. Like, she actually seemed really fun.
When she's good, she's good.
She's good. And I really think she has so much to offer. Like, get this out of your head.
Yeah.
Get this out of your head. Some man is telling you right now that he loves you, that he's down for you, and you are blowing it up.
And he's consistently sticking around as you consistently keep trying to blow it up.
Push him away. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, you can only push someone so far before they're like, is this what I want to do? Right. Be doing the rest of my life?
Pulling you back in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just hate that for her, because
I hate it for her, but also she needs to, like, hopefully this whole experiment taught her that, like, I need to turn this around.
I agree.
This isn't going to work in a relationship.
Yeah.
And even if it took her rewatching it right now to realize, like, whoa, he was kind of right.
Yeah.
Like, what was I doing?
Yeah.
Because sometimes in the moment when you're heated, you can justify what you're saying to the gods.
Well, and it sucks that we got to witness her drunk too. Nobody says great things when they're drunk.
No.
So of course it's next level elevated when she is not sober.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks too, that she brought up this whole fight and it was aired, and it's like, it probably could have played out a little differently, but honestly, a lot of these fights have been a little cuckoo.
They're all cuckoo.
Even when she's sober. So it probably would have been downplayed a little bit, but it still would have had the same sentiment.
Insecurities are still there.
Exactly. So it just sucks.
I think fights are healthy. Arguments are healthy in relationships, but there is a point where it's too much.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I get it. You have arguments. Life is hard. Things come up. It makes you grow as a couple. But if that's all you do, cut it. Life is too short to be that freaking miserable.
Agreed.
Your whole life.
I know. I hope he cuts it.
I hope he cuts it too. It threw me, man. So, like, they can't get married.
They can't.
They cannot. And if they are, he must.
So worried.
I'm so worried for him.
I'm so worried for him.
But I think he needs to say no at the altar.
I think so too. For the both of them.
Yeah. But it even seemed like at that amusement park date, their last date or whatever, he was like,
did you see that meme?
No. What was the meme?
Like, this amusement park being their relationship, basically.
The roller coaster. Oh my God.
Yeah.
100%.
I was like, the irony.
The irony.
But what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, but when they were at dinner at the amusement park or eating at that little table thing, he seemed to be like, no, I love you. Like, I want to spend my life with you.
Yeah, but that's all he's been saying.
I know.
He literally is just like this, dead in the face.
I love
you.
I love you.
I want to be with you.
I love you.
I want to be with you. I'm like, who are you trying to convince? Because you don't even have me convinced.
How many more times can I tell you that I love you and I want to be with you?
I am a robot. I love you. I am programmed to say that.
And the crazy thing is, he had his out even before the altar when he did break it off.
I know.
And he was like, I'm done. And then he came back. He folded.
I was so
because she manipulated him.
She did.
Puts on the tears. Oh my gosh, I love you. That made me love you even more.
What? It made me so mad. I was like, you stuck up for yourself in that moment to her in the fight.
Could have been done.
Could have been done. And he's still willing to work. He's still willing to work on it. I'm just like, is it worth it? And we're not in their brains, whatever. But I'm like, is it worth it?
It's not worth it. There's so many people in the world that you can be compatible with. You can literally marry there's a lot of people for you to marry
multiple people
and have a good life.
Yeah.
There's not just one person for everyone.
Yes.
PSA.
Yes.
I mean, once you get married, stick with that person.
But so, Jimmy, do you want to stick with her for the rest of your life? That's the question.
Jimmy, sound off in the comments. Oh my gosh, we've been talking so long about Love is Blind, but basically, marriage is Amy and Johnny for sure, and the other two, Jimmy and Chelsea for no.
For no. For the love of Jesus Christ, no. Please, no. Lord, no.
And then Clay and AD, no. You think no?
I think no.
I think hopefully no for their sakes, but it could be a yes and it could be a disaster.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, no. We
shall see. I guess it comes out today, so we shall see.
Let us know if our predictions are right. Sound off in
the comments. This title is just gonna be called Sound off in the comments.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now Bachelor.
Yes.
I'm getting comfy.
Yes.
This is fresh on our brains because we literally just watched it. But I think we should just probably talk about the top 4.
Oh,
like hometowns. Sure. Like we can't go through this whole season.
Oh no, we're done.
No,
we're done. People.
But general consensus, I really like Joey as a Bachelor.
Me too.
Love him.
I think he's great. I think he's done a good job. He's done everything that,
he's done everything right.
Right.
Yeah. He to me is as good as Ben Higgins was as a Bachelor.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
Well, was Ben Higgins the first Bachelor that told multiple women that he loved them? Then?
Yeah. But it seems as if
I think he might do that too.
He might
do that too. Yeah. Which I would too. All of these women are amazing.
I know the thing.
I love them all.
He has a really good cast.
I know.
Really good.
Even his villain is amazing.
I know, Maria. Love her.
I do. I love her too. I don't know. I literally love them all.
Okay, so Hometowns threw me, and spoiler alert, if you haven't watched Hometowns yet, skip all this because I'm going to go right into what happened. Okay, I'm giving you time. Skip it. Skip it. He sent Maria home?
I know.
I was shook by that.
So proud.
First of all, I was proud of him too.
Yeah.
But first of all, I didn't even think Rachel was going to make it to Hometowns.
I didn't either.
To me, they were always just
I thought
friends.
It was going to be Jen.
Yes. I think him and Rachel have a fun friendship.
Yeah, me too.
I
thought that's where it was going to end.
I don't really see romance there.
Yeah, me neither.
I think there's a lot of respect there.
A lot of respect.
And
I mean, I have a lot of respect for her too.
I love her.
She's an incredible woman.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
And her family's awesome.
Yeah, I love her family.
Honestly, all the families were pretty good.
No, he
kind of lucked out.
Hometowns for me is cringe city.
Me too.
I hate Hometowns. It gives me so much anxiety.
Yeah.
I hate seeing meeting of the parents, first time situations. It literally makes me cringe.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Are you good at meeting parents? When you were dating Mikey, were you I'm good at this? I think I'm pretty good at meeting parents.
I met them when I was so young.
Yeah.
I met them when I was 20 or 20.
Was Mikey your only boyfriend besides a high school boyfriend?
I guess no, I dated someone before Mikey.
Okay.
Yeah, right out high school, end of high school into college.
You're wedgie, sorry y'all.
You've been picking that bad boy.
I know, it's because I'm in shorts and I'm pregnant.
I know. That's
so the belly lifts them up and you got to push them down.
But I don't know. I think I was so young, so I haven't really. I think when I meet my friends' parents, I think
you're calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, I think I'm a good parent meter.
Yeah, some people aren't.
Some people are not, but Joey is.
He's good.
All of the parents loved him. And none of them they really showed that Maria's dad would be tough.
He was great.
He was amazing. He loved Joey. He was inviting. He
even told Joey. He gave Joey his blessing.
Are they Greek or Italian?
He said Greek Italian.
Greek Italian. So I mean that makes sense because
what's
their last name?
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
Pop starts with a P, I think.
Oh, then it must be Greek. Maria.
We're so cultured.
It's Italian, yeah. So
it's gotta be Greek. It's gotta be Greek. As if there's no
it's
Italian P last name.
Yeah, no, none. But he's like, this is my little girl, yada yada yada.
She's my princess.
She's my princess. But also, if she chooses you,
I trust her.
I trust her. Brilliant.
Easy.
Like, all the dads
Loved him.
were amazing. Kelsey's dad. All right. How do you want to go? How do you want to do this? Let's go. Should we go
order.
one by one? Okay.
Okay, in order. So
Kelsey's first.
Kelsey's first date. Oh my God. I just blacked out. Like, I forgot how to talk. Kelsey's first date. Kelsey was the first hometown. It was phenomenal. So much ease in their day, just like going to a brewery. Oh, what do you know? Call back. Oh my gosh, going to a brewery, walking through the park.
Risque.
Her seeing, can't believe they went out like
to
that.
A brewery.
Her seeing all the butterflies, like all the stuff about her mom.
And it's not even a front. Like,
no, it's real.
It's not a bit that she does with him. Like, she's in her ITM and then literally is like, oh my gosh, butterfly. And starts like almost crying.
And that is emotional. Like,
yeah,
that's a big deal. And that's a big moment you want your mom there for.
Her mom died a year ago.
I think it was a few years ago, but it's fresh. Mm-hmm. And maybe she hasn't dated anyone since, or I don't know. But
for sure.
And also her and her mom are twins.
I know.
So they
I love that her sister was like, she carries our mother's spirit the most.
Yeah.
Like sunshine everywhere. And that is exactly
I love her.
I love her. She is sunshine everywhere.
Let's talk about Kelsey's dad.
Oh, I thought you were going to say her hair.
Oh, she has great hair too.
Amazing. I'm like, is any of it extensions? I don't think so.
Have I told you who I think she looks like?
No. Who?
Julia Roberts in the 90s.
Yes. No, you did tell me that. And it is 1,000%.
Even the smile, the eyes.
She's
stunning. Yeah. And a very different look too.
Yes.
I love her too. And Joey really loves her.
Yeah, he does.
Like, she's top 2.
Yeah, for sure.
And after their hometown date, I texted you even, and I said, Kelsey A wins. Mm-hmm. She's got to win.
Well, and I've said since the beginning that Kelsey A was the winner.
Yeah.
Do I still believe that? I don't know. But I have to stick with it. I said it since the beginning, but I'll give input.
Yeah, I'll give input too. So the dad, so sweet, so special. I love how she encouraged him and was like saying, like, I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you took everything upon yourself after mom died and loved us so well. She was so encouraging to him.
No.
And then him in return saying was it him that said to Joey, I just want you to have a love like we had? Or did he say that to me and my wife had?
No, I think he did. Yeah.
Very sweet.
Really, really sweet.
He was just very gentle.
Yeah.
Like a
I
gentle
love that they
giant.
pulled out the photo album so that he could see her.
The mom, yeah.
And just really cool. And I just love Kelsey's dad. I am saying it. He needs to be in the batch of men for Golden Bachelorette.
I agree. Good.
He needs to.
And then become the Golden Bachelor.
If the Golden Bachelorette is not the right one for him, for sure.
Right.
Loved him. He was so sweet. But yeah, the date itself was kind of whatever.
Yeah.
It was just kind of everything went well.
You know what? It felt natural.
Yeah, natural. It was just like we watched somebody on going on a date to a brewery. Gosh.
It felt like they were boyfriend girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly.
And what really stuck out to me was at the very end, and I texted you about this, when he shook the dad's hand to say goodbye, and he said, hope to see you soon.
Yeah.
You don't say that to the dad,
To the dad.
unless you're serious.
This is true.
That to me was when I texted you. He said, hope to see you soon. And I said, Kelsey A wins.
But do you think that, so that kind of, I don't want to bounce around too much, but it kind of makes me think about what he said to Maria's dad.
Okay, let's go in order.
All right. We'll go to Daisy.
Because he said a lot of things to kind of every parent.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we have Rachel's family, who I was texting you at the time saying, I want to be Filipino.
Yes.
I love it. I love the traditions.
Yes.
The family, it looks so fun. The pig, the games,
they know
the
how
jumping thing.
Mm-hmm.
Such a sweet.
It's all love.
Such a loving environment. I was like, I'd pick her just to have holidays like this. This is amazing.
It is amazing.
He was very respectful of their culture. He was all in. I thought he handled that beautifully. And I think it does help that he lived in Hawaii and had experienced a lot of that culture in general.
For sure.
But her parents are obviously the most hesitant, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. Probably the most traditional, I would say.
Yeah, I think what really bugs me the most is I actually agree with everything they said.
Mm-hmm.
But what bugs me the most is I wish I knew more about what happened to Rachel. Because like seems like she went through really hard heartbreak. Yeah. And we haven't really heard anything about it.
No, was she engaged?
Almost engaged, I think is what she said.
So maybe it was kind of like a hopes to be engaged. Somebody strung her along for a long time and then just all of a sudden outright said, I don't want to marry you.
Yeah.
And dangled like this engagement in front of her for a while. Yeah. And then it was like, whoop, pull the rug out from under you type of thing. Hopefully that's all it was. But that's awful.
Yeah.
But
hopefully they didn't get engaged and then break off an engagement.
And no infidelity like that. You know, who knows? But she is really, really hurt about it. She's really messed up from it.
To the point where her parents are scared.
And so it makes me think it was a very long-term boyfriend, that this engagement was something that was dangled in front of her. Yeah. So they're like, oh gosh, we have another engagement dangled in front of her. Is she going to go all in and then it be rug ripped out from under her again?
Yeah. So basically they were just both very stern and saying like, I like you. Yeah. I think you're respectable. I think I can tell y'all like each other, but I want my girl to protect her heart and I want you to protect her heart too.
For sure. He said he would.
And he said he would.
And that's what made me think he wouldn't pick her.
That's what made me think he was going to send her home. I texted you. Yeah. And I said, Rachel's going home because he's going to protect her from like the further heartbreak that would come if he dragged her on
even longer.
Yeah.
You did send that, and I wanted to say I agree, but I was like, I got to save it for the pod.
Yeah, because she had already finished.
I did. But I love the fact that that entire date was him being with the family.
Yeah.
Like they didn't go anywhere else, just the two of them. And granted, like
they didn't need to. That was a party.
They didn't need to. It was. I was like, this is so fun. It was a family reunion. Everyone was there. Yeah. Typically Filipino families are larger too. And like family reunions, everyone's hanging out, everyone's having a blast, everyone's eating all the food. The food is amazing.
Yeah, it looks so fun.
So jealous I couldn't be a part of that party.
As well as that date went, though, I still felt just a friendship from them at the end.
Too.
I think they could be really good friends.
I think they could too.
Like, they vibe really well. I just don't see a romantic chemistry there. From her end either.
From her end, yeah. No, I agree.
I think both. It's not just him.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's her just still trying to like guard her heart. Yeah. But I don't get the like romance from it, like the intensity.
Yeah.
But
which I do get from Daisy.
From Daisy.
Good segue.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say about Rachel. I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, great family.
Great fam. We love the fam. Mm-hmm. Okay, Daisy. Yeah. This is where I got confused about who might win.
Same.
Because this is what I always thought was going to happen. Kelsey was going to win. Daisy was going to become Bachelorette.
Yeah, me too.
And could still be a thing. Although Maria's like up in the running for Bachelorette.
As she should be.
Yeah.
I'm ready for like a
different formula.
A different Bachelorette.
Yeah.
I'm really not really going for like the goody two shoe anymore.
Yeah. So first of all, Daisy's date was so cute at the Christmas tree farm. So cute.
Oh my gosh.
All of her friends.
I'm just remembering everything.
All of her friends surprised her. And that was really special because I actually think sometimes it's more important to meet the friends than the family.
Because that's who you're going to be hanging out with a lot.
You want to vibe with them.
Yes.
She lit up like a light bulb in front of her friends. I've never seen someone so happy.
And just beaming with joy over him too.
In front of her friends. And that says something. Yeah. That's when I was like, she's in love.
She's proud to be with him.
And what I've noticed, you know how like at a wedding you watch the groom when the bride walked down the aisle? I was watching his face as she was speaking to her friends. Mm-hmm. And this is when I text you, he admires her. Yeah. He was just like in awe. In awe of her. Yeah. Her presence really inspires him. Mm-hmm. And that's really special.
I think so too.
Okay. So then her family loved her family. Again, the whole family's there.
Like an incredible family.
I would want to marry into that.
Yes.
Her parents still in love, still together. Both her grandparents were there and her brother and sister, like the whole family. He met them all. Mm-hmm. And I love that. I love that everyone was there. It wasn't just like the parents.
Yeah.
That moment where she could hear her brother's voice.
Oh my gosh. I could cry. It was real.
Even Bear's he's inspired.
Emotional.
That was insane. Mm-hmm. And Joey even realized how insane that was. Yeah. And special.
Yeah. I loved that.
I loved it so much.
He you could tell in the ITM, like his eyes were wide and like
he was like, that was so cool.
Was crazy. Like she heard him for the first time. Like it's getting better. Her hearing's getting better. Like she could hear his voice.
Which I think made her cochlear implant even more real to him. Yeah. Because I think sometimes you can hear, I have a cochlear implant, and then you just assume, okay, well, they can hear me now.
Now they can hear me, yeah. And
but it's like, not the same. Like nothing's going to be the same ever again. And I think for him to actually see that in play was probably a big like realization for him of like, oh, this is as serious as she says it is.
I think so too.
And I loved that.
I love that too.
Loved the mom and dad basically saying to her, you need to break your walls down. Mm-hmm. You need to be vulnerable, which is huge for a parent to say because there is a chance your daughter could get hurt. Yeah. But they could see the walls up. Yeah. And they were like, you need to just like tell them how you feel. Yeah. If you feel this way, loved what the dad said. And he was like, if you feel this way and it goes right, you get all the marbles. Yeah. That's what he said. Yeah. And he goes, and if it goes wrong,
it's just love.
He goes, you've lost your hearing. Remember he said like, at least you're not deaf.
He goes, you're not going to go deaf over
You're not going to go deaf over it.
That's what he said. Like,
Bear, come sit over here, buddy.
You can't lose your hearing again.
No, he goes, yeah. And
he's like, it's just love.
It's just love.
I'm like, how freaking cute.
Yeah.
How adorable.
And they had a good, like, funny moment. Like, they just
And then, like, in that funny moment, though, she breaks down and is just like, I missed you. Yeah. Like, I was
they have a true relationship.
And she said that to me, too. And it was just like, that moment was just like, oh, my gosh. They're tight. They're tight.
When she says, like, it's important that my family, she means it.
You could tell.
It's not just, like, a shtick for the show.
No, it's not.
Because, like, Mom, I love you. But, like, I'm sure there's been people I've dated that you didn't like, and it didn't make me break up with them.
No, definitely.
Bear.
He loves me, too.
Sound off in the comments if you like Bear. He's cute.
Yeah. If you're not watching, you should be watching because you'll see Bear.
He's cute.
He's sweet. He got a haircut.
Okay, so that really then she takes him outside and she says she's falling in love with him, and her face as she's saying it, like,
oh,
and his face as he's receiving it, like, it was such a pure moment. He thinks he's a lapdog.
He's sitting on the chair.
He's literally blocking you completely.
He holds the mic now.
It's kind of funny if you think about it.
Like, he's like, this is my moment.
It's like your voice is him talking.
Exactly.
Him receiving that, you could just feel the joy come over him.
And she's like, don't miss me too much. And he's like, I
will.
What a quick response too of like, I will.
Like, I'm obsessed with you.
Yeah.
I think the thing
I'm
is,
obsessed with her.
That's what made me think, maybe it is her. But then I think she leaves the note.
You think?
Which is preview.
She's in her head.
She's in her head. She's got walls up.
Yeah.
She's the only one who has walls up.
She's the only one who has walls up. And the fact that he keeps saying, I'm scared the person that I want to be with doesn't want to be with me, then it's just making it more real to him that, like, Daisy might not want to be with him.
And Kelsey would never do anything like that.
I don't think so.
Kelsey's like, I'm all in. Let's go.
Yeah. She's sunshine.
And Rachel's gone next week.
She's
got to be.
I know.
I just really held on.
I know. I'm impressed.
But top two is Kelsey and Daisy.
It's got to be.
Okay, Maria.
Okay.
So Maria has had a rocky road with her, just like the ice cream, rocky road with old Joey.
Yeah.
And last week she had a moment where she basically threatened to go home because she said she couldn't handle it. That freaked him out.
I just feel like if you really like somebody, why would you leave?
Yeah.
I still don't get that.
Yeah.
I guess I'll never get it.
Was when he switched.
Yeah, he was like, I can't trust you.
You saw his face in that moment when they had that conversation last week. You saw his face be like,
boom.
Am I going to, kind of like a Jimmy and Chelsea, am I going to be doing this for the rest of my life?
Am I going to be chasing after you forever, confirming constantly that I want to be with you? No.
At some point, you've got to choose me too.
You got to choose me,
yeah.
True.
So then they go to hometowns, and she's been very vocal about how her dad and her are so close and his opinion really matters to her. So you think, and they kind of preview it with saying like this dad might be like intense and scary, but they go and meet her family and they're great.
Amazing.
They're great.
They loved him. The brothers were chill.
The brothers were so chill.
Like
the sister was crying.
She was like, "You look so happy."
Yeah.
Her dad immediately sits down. It's like, are you in love, or like, are you happy? And she immediately starts crying of like, I'm so. He's like, that's great.
That's what I want for you.
That's amazing. That's what I want for you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they try to make
now the dad's Botox. There's
amazing.
There's a whole episode we could do on that. We need to have him on.
We do.
We need to get some
Botox.
He was Botox
truly
from his toes to his forehead.
Yeah, for sure.
That man has a beauty regimen.
He does. He has a skincare routine.
Yeah.
It is clear.
He appreciates the beautification process.
He does, including the hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the hair could go.
The hair could go.
But it kind of makes him.
The hair is left in the 80s.
Yeah.
We need to leave that in the 80s.
Yeah, he's like Mick Jagger.
Yes, he is. But Joey sits down with him and basically tells him, you know, like, if I were to choose her, I would like to ask your, you know,
I would want the parents' blessing, the father's blessing. If we get to the end and I do choose her and this is the only time I'm going to see you.
Yeah. Exactly.
And he said that. He said this is the only time I'm going to see you.
Yeah. And so I'm assuming he said that to every dad.
He did.
And
I don't love that.
I don't love that either.
Because at that point, you kind of know at least who your top two is.
Call the one.
Yeah.
Call the one. Like, you met them in person. You've shown face. You know each other on that level now.
You could even say, like, when I get to that point, can I call you? Because your blessing means a lot to me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great way to have that conversation, to let the father know you're serious.
Don't ask the blessing already.
Agreed.
So, anyway, she immediately, she sits down with her dad, and her dad
he tells her.
Yes. He says, he asked for my blessing. And she's like, oh my God, you're not supposed to tell me that. I'm like, oh no. This girl thinks.
She thinks she's number one.
She's the one.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks that it's been spoiled for her.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, girl,
no, honey.
He does. They all do that. He's asked every single dad.
You saw that in her eyes too.
Oh my gosh.
That was kind of cringe, huh?
It was cringy. I felt so bad in that moment. I was like, oh no, she thinks she's the one. Oh, this is really awkward. But also, if you think you're the one and then you still can't tell him that you love him, or you're falling for him, that was bizarre. She didn't end up telling him
and then
how she felt.
Made a flippant decision, as she does. She's flippant. And at the rose ceremony, pulls him aside before the rose.
Can we talk real quick, though, about her thought process in her ITM, where she's like sitting there. She's like, but like, I have time, and I don't have time. And then she's like, I have time. Oh, I don't have time.
She's like, oh wait, I don't have time.
Oh wait, I don't have time.
The next time I see him is a rose ceremony.
It was just so funny, her flipping that moment of like, but it's okay, I've got it. I don't have time. Like, it
hit her.
She is bouncing all over.
She's
her thoughts
flipping.
Are all over the place.
She's a bouncy ball.
She is a bouncy ball, and I love it. I
actually really like her. I want to be friends with her.
I would be friends with her.
But then she pulls him aside at the rose ceremony, and this is when I thought,
oh gosh,
I think he might go home. Yeah, because his face, he was like, I don't care.
Yep.
Like, too little, too late. She pulls him off to the side and she's like, there was something I didn't tell you, and I really wish I should have, but I froze, and it's that I'm falling in love with you. Yeah,
and it's like, girl, no, you're just.
He didn't even smile.
No.
He said something like, thank you for telling me.
Yeah. And then truly,
stayed.
When she said something, like you said, it was, I had this gut feeling in me of like, ooh, he needs to pick Rachel.
Yeah.
He needs to pick Rachel.
Yeah. Because the thing that, even if he did like Maria more, which I think he did. I think for him, it's tapping into his biggest insecurity that someone won't pick him.
Yes.
Because of Charity not picking him. And so he's like, I'm not even willing to go there.
No.
I have stronger connections with these other women anyway.
That I think.
That I know would
pick me. Yeah, that are in. I also think it can be a little we all know from the beginning that him and Maria's sexual tension was the strongest.
Yeah.
Like she was like
they had chemistry, physical,
big chemistry, and just like lighthearted, playful. But now at this point, he needs that little bit more of that emotional connection of like,
this is gonna be my wife.
This is gonna be my wife. Yeah. Like, are we in it? Like, this isn't just like fun and games anymore right now. It's like, hey, we need to get at a deeper level.
And
he wasn't probably really getting that from her.
Yeah. You're so right. And he's probably thinking, I had a depth with each of the other women, even Rachel.
Yeah.
When Rachel broke down about how she is guarded and she wants to feel protected, she cried the whole freaking day. Like, that's what he needs.
He needs that.
And at this point in the game.
I honestly, like, because part of me thought, like, oh, he's just going to pick Maria
to go to Fantasy Suites. Yeah, I thought the same thing.
And I really think he did it out of the protection of his whatever relationship he chooses.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. Don't enter that temptation just for the fun of it, because, like, think long game here. Like, don't just pick someone for that.
One thing we know about Joey is he's calculated. He's not in a bad way, a malicious way, like in a very intentional way. And I do think that he probably got coached really well before this, because he's done everything right.
Yeah, I think any other bachelor would have been like, I'm going to pick Maria. Like,
yeah, I mean, let's think about Clayton for a second. That man was not coached.
No,
there was no coaching.
Oh, no, poor guy.
So this man, he is thinking long game. So he's thinking long game. Whoever I pick, if they see me drag this girl along just because of a physical connection, that doesn't look good on me.
That doesn't. No.
You're right.
So I think that was definitely a thought in his head too, of like, let me nip this in the bud now, because this is crazy. It seems like I can't get her on the same page. We have this strong physical connection. I don't even want that to go any further, to mess with my head, to get me out of the game of what I'm really here for.
He knew it'd be over if they go to Fantasy Suites.
Yeah, for sure.
He wouldn't be able to resist.
No. Absolutely not. No. She wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
She pouts right on him. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She's been doing the whole entire season. She loves him.
I thought it was a great hometown episode. And I'm the same as you. Hometowns are kind of meh.
As the same as you.
As the same. Is the same as you.
Truly, they make me cringe. And I mean, should have known though, it's Joey. All the girls love, or all the families love Joey. I love Joey.
Does Joey give you like Michael vibes?
Yeah. Yes. Like, also, just like he's not a risk taker.
Michael's not either.
I know. When Kelsey's riding the bike and she's like, oh no. She takes one hand off the freaking handlebars. She's like, no hands. He's like, no.
Even kind of the way he looks, like the more he like morphs into Michael. Like he's got the scruff,
a little scruff,
the dark hair. Simple, he's kind of shorter.
Yeah. Simple attire.
Like and
does his hair just.
He's like
a little long.
It's giving Michael.
It is giving Michael.
I told Michael that when we were watching it last night. I was like, he's just kind of like you. He was like,
did he take it as a compliment?
Yeah, he was like, cool.
Oh, good.
He was like, he's very good looking. Yeah. And I'm like, well, obviously I think you're good looking. You're my husband.
You're like, oh, but I'm not talking about looks.
But it's not about his looks. But they do have a similar look. Like even Mikey has that look of like scruff, dark hair, shorter, like not like handsome, but not your typical like tall, dark, handsome abs. Like
yes, I do like that he was a little shorter. I did notice that when he's
with Kelsey, they're like the same height.
He's with yes, when she wears heels too. I think she was a little taller.
Yeah,
but when he
with the dads,
but there was someone's brother. Was it?
It might have been
no, not Daisy.
Kelsey had a brother, right?
Kelsey. Who am I thinking of?
Daisy had a brother.
Might have been Kelsey's. I'm thinking of the house. I think it was Kelsey's brother, and he stood up, and he was much taller than Joey. Yeah. And I was like,
and the dad's just ginormous.
Yes.
So he was just like, crap. I'm short.
Like, hello.
But yeah, I like that. I like that about him.
Me too. We like your short.
So predictions, definitely Kelsey and Daisy top 2.
Agreed.
With that preview, I think Daisy leaves that note of we need to talk.
Yeah, I think Kelsey wins. But I think he was going to pick Kelsey.
I do too, but they're going to make it seem as if he was going to pick Daisy.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Do you think the thing that never happened before is just the note?
Yeah, that like the top two, the second person just leaves.
I don't know.
Has
But
that
that's happened, I think.
It has.
I don't know, actually.
Has
You
there
would
been
think
a
after
top
like
two?
47 seasons.
Has there been a top two where no? I don't think I've ever not seen the second person come. I've seen them like when oh my gosh, Nick. The first time he was on,
he sent her home.
No. The first time he was on The Bachelorette.
Oh, with Andy.
What's her name? Andy. She sent him home.
Yeah, and Nick did that too.
Before he went down.
Nick did that too with Raven.
Yes.
Raven, I think.
Raven. She top two?
She was top two. It was Raven and Vanessa.
Okay, yeah. And I really do think like that's happened before where the second person hasn't gone down, but it's because the lead sent them home before to not
which I like
embarrass them. Yeah, it's like don't go through all this crap and
don't even get ready. Don't even go to makeup.
Don't try and even pick out a whole saying of what you're gonna say to me and as if you're about to get on one knee. No. Let's not even go there. Send you home now.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. But I don't know if we've ever had a number two choose to leave.
Maybe that is it.
I think that's got to be it.
And it seems as if she chooses to leave at the very last moment.
Yeah.
Because it's that moment where they're at
because we see them all leave for...
They're at the altar.
Yeah.
He's about to give the rose or whatever. And then they show that preview of him being like, what the heck? She's gone?
Yeah.
Daisy.
But I don't think...
We're just automatically...
Daisy. But I don't think that Kelsey... had come down yet. I think that it was like he's waiting for Daisy to come for him to send her home.
Yeah.
And then finds out she left.
And that just hurts him.
But why would he? Yeah, maybe it would hurt him unless he sends Kelsey home and he's waiting for Daisy to come and then Daisy
they're together.
left.
They're together now. What if they're together now?
Daisy and Kelsey? What?
No.
Sorry.
What if Daisy left? Like you said, Kelsey,
no,
he was going to
send Kelsey home.
He was going to send Kelsey home.
He sent Kelsey home and he's waiting for Daisy and Daisy left. Okay, so his biggest fear has been lived.
But then
and now
him and Daisy are actually together at the end. Like they meet up in real life.
I would hope so.
That's a good
prediction.
And
then Maria's the Bachelorette.
Yeah.
Or Rachel. I can see Rachel being a...
Yeah, but I just don't think we know her enough.
I know. Why didn't they
It's a shame.
know her?
It's a shame, but I think America would want Maria more.
I know, and now we can't even get... It's not even
or
like...
Kelsey.
It's not even like we can get to know... I don't know if Kelsey would do it. Kelsey is so sweet.
I know.
I love her. I love her. But
I want her on
thinking
Paradise.
Of entertainment.
Yeah.
And Maria's that. Or I just think Rachel... It would be great to have a Filipino lead.
Yeah.
Have that representation.
I agree for that.
My friend is Filipino, and she was like... It felt so good to just see
that on television
and just relive like my childhood. It brought back so many memories.
Did she watch Sean's season with Kathryn winning? Because Kathryn's Filipino.
I know. I wonder if she has.
She should watch that. Yeah, that's like my favorite love story of Bachelor.
Me too.
Okay, well,
that's really it.
We only talked about Love Is Blind. How much is time? I can't see it.
We have been talking for an hour and a half. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we need to shut up.
I don't know. We could keep going.
This is crazy.
But we shouldn't because y'all have probably tuned out. Sound off in the comments. No, on that note, though, if you haven't noticed, this is our third month of 2024 and Melody's on once a month. So she will be back next month. So if there's any topics you want us to cover in April, hit us with it. There's so many scandals we didn't talk about right now.
So much stuff.
Like the Rachel Leviss suing Tom and Ariana, the Tish Cyrus and Noah Cyrus. And like that is insane.
That's wild. I can't.
Jason Kelsey retired.
Oh,
so sad.
I know. He said he was going to, though.
I just want y'all to know we're not going to talk about this or all this right now, but we know about it. We have thoughts.
We know about it. And
we know about everything.
You know, Jason had to retire. Like, there's only so much tush pushing you can do.
Tush pushing.
Sorry, but...
And he tush pushed as long as he could do.
Tush pushed, and he was at the bottom of that tush push with tanks on top of him. Like, I'm sorry. He's like, if tush push is going to be in the lineup, I can't do this anymore, guys. I got to retire. I'm sorry.
Oh, my gosh. I saw a meme that was like, they were both crying. You know, he was crying in his speech, and then Travis Kelce was crying, and then the meme was like, "Whatever Donna and Ed did to raise emotionally intelligent men, I need to know.
I need to
because they're both just like weeping. It's funny.
I love that.
Okay, well, I swear we're done. We can keep going.
We're done.
But love you guys, and talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.